Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I am Shouty Productions, and in the last episode we obtained new Brothers moves, one of which I'm about to show off, and unsuccessfully at that. And with it you can knock this Koopa over and progress. And I hate how that sound, the one where you're like moving while Luigi's on fire, kind of loops in the background after you knock one of those Koopas over until, I don't know, I guess you do the move again or you move to a different screen or something. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if I have the game audio high enough to where you would notice. But either way, it's no big deal. But what is a big deal is that, well, fuck you, that is not a big deal. That today, okay, screw you. Don't use, I think we've already been over this. Don't use your hammer bro, your hammer related brothers moves on them. Use your jump related moves. But anyway, if all goes as planned, today I should be uploading on the release date of Skyward Sword, which is Sunday, at least from here in America. Sunday the 20th, or no, not the 20th, like the 22nd. Let me, no, the 9th. No, it is the 20th. It is the 20th. I had to look at my calendar for a second. Oh, you again? I don't know why they feel the need to stick these guys in so often. I mean, I understand they want us to feel like our powers are useful, but if it's the same thing over and over again. See, there it is, that sound looping in the background. But anyway, today is the 20th, and as of when you're watching it, or when it's released, it should be the 20th. And I've gotten Skyward Sword and played it quite a bit, and I am enjoying my time with it very much. I'm just gonna try not to spoil anything, but I do want to talk about it a little bit. It's pretty fucking awesome. It's if you've been reading the interviews, how like Miyamoto said that he wants to kind of try and blur the line between dungeons and the overworld, he does that. Very well, might I add. Everything is kind of like the whole world, the whole like surface is essentially like a dungeon. I mean, it's not a dungeon in the sense that you're like in this dark, dreary place, but there's always some sort of puzzle. And I mean, there are places where you could just move forward and fight enemies, of course, but you also have those kinds of areas in dungeons. But there are also plenty of puzzles and such on the overworld to be done and all that good stuff. So it really is a pretty, how did Miyamoto word this, you fucking bastard Miyamoto? He said that he was going to make the, like, overworld more dense. Like, there's the, Sky World area thing, which is like, your standard overworld. It's kind of like the Great Sea. That's probably the best comparison I can think of. It's like the, oh my god, I cannot dodge these fucking Koopas. Oh my god. I'm gonna kill myself. I'll just give you a super mushroom, or no, not super mushroom, a one-up mushroom. But the, like, overworld, the sky is a lot like this, I bit my tongue, the sea, in Wind Waker, or pretty much any overworld. It's like big like the sea. It has islands like the sea. That's why I think the best comparison is the sea. The Great Sea. But then once you go to the land below, the surface, it's like a big, dense dungeon type area with puzzles and all new areas to explore and such. So it really is pretty awesome that way. It seems like there are less areas. As far as I can tell, there's only 3 main areas, I think it is. There's the forest, the mountain, and the desert. But they all seem like they're going to be really big, and we're going to be revisiting them many times and exploring new areas of these places. So it's kind of like a Super Mario 64 versus Super Mario Galaxy thing, where it's less with more. If that makes any sense. You have less areas to go to, but there's more in each area to explore, and I guess, therefore, or not I guess, therefore, each area will be more memorable, and it'll have more stuff to do, and everything seems like it has a purpose. It's not just there so you can travel more. The dungeons themselves, and I probably can't really talk about this yet because I haven't gotten far enough. I've only beaten the first 2 dungeons, and I'm part of the way into the area where before, holy shit, I just blew my record. Oh my god, I am blowing my record out of the water right now. Oh my god, what is going on right now? I am on fire. Oh my, what just happened? I'm sorry, I have never gotten that many coins ever with a rally block. I don't know, maybe I just suck, but oh my god, whoa. I don't know what happened. I don't know what is going on, but I'm sorry, that was crazy. I will never ever be able to do that again. Oh my god. I'm sure there's someone out there who's gotten like a ridiculous amount, like 100 or something, but that is the most successful I've ever been with a rally block ever. So, sorry about that. I know I was in the middle of talking about Skyward Sword, but anyway, as I was saying, I've only gotten past the first 2 dungeons, and I think I'm well into the 3rd area, but I haven't quite gotten to the dungeon yet. I'm assuming there's going to be a dungeon. What was I? Oh yeah, the dungeons themselves, and again, I can't really say this for certain yet because I've only beaten 2 dungeons so far, but they seem like they're a bit shorter than the ones that we've come to know. But I mean, in the game's defense, the whole fucking overworld is a dungeon. So, I mean, I think if the dungeons were really long, and then once you get out of the dungeons, you have more puzzles, I think it would just get kind of old and tiring after a while. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll have longer dungeons later on. Who knows? And I would enjoy that. I'll enjoy the game no matter what at this point. It's pretty fucking awesome. No, that's a spoiler. I'm not going to talk about that. It combines a lot of, it really feels like a new game. It combines the elements of, a lot of elements from the older games that you should, like, be familiar with by now, like the side quest stuff, and Skyloft is brimming with activity. And it's a swell overworld type, not overworld, but like main hub area, town, you know what I mean. It seems to be pretty full of life and exciting and happy and all that stuff. It's a solid hub area. And it seems like there are plenty of side quests to do. Looks like there are going to be these things called gratitude crystals that are going to be basically like souls, except you help people, and their gratitude takes the form of a crystal, I guess, or whatever. And there's that to collect. There's so many things to collect. There's, if you're familiar with Wind Waker, there's the spoils bag, or not the spoil. If you're familiar with the spoils bag from Wind Waker, there's something like that, where there are just all these like different types of items that you can collect from killing enemies, and you can use them for all sorts of purposes. There's bugs to collect with a bug catching net. That actually makes its return. I don't know when the last time we saw it was, but I do remember seeing it in A Link to the Past. There's that, and that's always interesting with the Wii Motion Plus. You can catch bugs. They don't really seem to have that much of a purpose besides powering up potions, but I'm not a huge potion user myself to begin with. Not to sound like a cocky bastard or anything, but because the game actually is somewhat challenging. You start out with 6 hearts as opposed to 3, but to be honest, if you start out with 3 hearts, I think it'd actually be pretty tough, because it's a lot harder than Wind Waker in the sense that enemies do decent damage. Like, most enemies will do a full heart of damage when they hit you, at least from my experiences. I think they're these little blob guys that only do half a heart of damage, but most enemies do a reasonable amount of damage. What did I just unlock? I haven't really been paying attention. Oh, bridge, I guess. But yeah, most enemies, they can deplete your health pretty quickly if you're not careful. So I would watch out for that. I'll just fight one of these sharks. Or they'll just jump into me. They'll come right to me. I don't even have to worry. Well, Mario, you're pretty much... Oh. Well, thank you. Yeah, one of these guys is usually, like, hostile and, like, vicious. And the other one is usually not so bad, and they'll jump right over your head. And you don't even have to worry about them. And they'll kind of move around to try and trick you, so you don't know which one is going to jump over you and which one is going to hit you. But I may have already forgotten which one is which, but that's okay, because I will hopefully kill them as soon as possible. Oh, I jumped. Oops. Oh well. He doesn't have much time left to live anyway. But anyway. I do have a few... Well, actually, these are extremely minor things, but I guess that goes to show you how much I enjoy this game. I have a few complaints. None of them are really all that big. What am I going to have to do? Probably more fire. So, one of my gripes is... and this isn't really... I don't know for sure yet if after I beat the game this will change, or there'll be like a new feature where you can move through the dialogue faster or something like that. But the dialogue does move kind of slow. Even, like, I don't know, even if you're reading it all, it still moves somewhat slow. The text boxes do look pretty nice, I'll give them that, but it does move kind of slow. And maybe after you beat the game, there'll be some sort of feature where you can skip cutscenes or scroll through the dialogue a little faster. I don't know if they do that, but as of right now, the dialogue does kind of move a little slow, and that is going to be a pain. It's not a pain right now because I'm interested in the story and I want to see how everything plays out, and I do want to read everything. But once I go back and play the game again, I know I'm going to go back and play the game again. Absolutely, I am. And when I do eventually do that, I'm going to want to move through the dialogue a little quicker because I'm going to have a pretty good idea of what's going on. But we'll see. Maybe they will do something where you could skip through all the stuff if you've played the game. There might even be like a bonus adventure at the end. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it for myself. I really don't know. So basically, we're just trying to create a bridge to that Hermie guy that has our Beanstar. This bitch that is wearing our Beanstar piece as a decoration. Like, that's just a dick move. We have to go back underwater. It's quite unfortunate. It's tragic even. But I won't lose any sleep over it. And I know that I'm not going someplace I've already been because there's a block there. Because I always get kind of lost in this complex undersea area. Or not even I get lost, but I have a fear of getting lost in this area. I also have a fear of dying. Both in and out of game, but I think everyone doesn't want to die. So, I think these guys really need to eat some super nuts, because they have been a little low on HP for a while now, and I think it's finally the time I healed them. But, this has pretty much been my talk about Skyward Sword episode, so why break the trend? What else do I have to say? The motion controls are solid. They work pretty well. They make the game pretty challenging. It does take skill to hit certain enemies. Like, I think the first enemies you encounter are keys, or I don't think they're even called keys. I think they're called, I don't know, they're something not as awesome as keys, but whatever. They're the same basic idea, and they're pretty easy. But I think after that, you encounter these enemies with like clubs or whatever, and they'll hold them certain ways, and you have to slash them. And they're actually, I don't know, for me, they can be a little bit of a pain to hit. You have to be pretty quick, and the first boss you have to be very quick against. But the controls do work. You really don't have to calibrate the Wiimote. You don't have to do it at all, honestly, if you don't want to. But if you've ever played, say, like Wii Sports Resort, and you know how to like stop you every 2 seconds, or even if you played Twilight Princess, and it would like stop you every 2 seconds to just be like, oh, nope, disconnected. It hasn't done that for me at all. I don't think it'll do that for you. It hasn't happened once. But there are times where you might want to pause it and just recalibrate it, but they're far and few between. So that's really not an issue at all in this game. The cursor gets off-centered sometimes. It happens to me a bit, but that's only because I'm lazy and I don't want to move at all when I'm playing, and I just kind of slouch there. And sometimes I move around in my computer chair a little bit and the cursor gets off-center, but it's such an easy thing to fix. All you have to do is just press down on the D-pad and it'll automatically center itself. So that's not an issue at all when you're playing, which is awesome. So the cursor's not an issue. The motion controls are pretty accurate, and you never really have to recalibrate it. And if you do, it'll be by your decision, not by the game forcing you to. So overall, it really is a big improvement over Twilight Princess for the Wii as far as motion controls are concerned. Habitually, I sometimes go to like waggle my Wii remote when I get into the sword fighting, just because I've beaten the Twilight Princess Wii version of Twilight Princess. Probably a good I don't know what a good number would be, but I've beaten it at least like probably I'd say in the neighborhood of 3 times, and then I beat the GameCube version I think just once when I went to LP it, but I don't remember if when I practiced it I played on the GameCube version or the Wii version, but overall I think I've beaten the game about like 5 times, which might sound ridiculous, but I replay Mario's and Zelda's quite a bit, especially my favorites. Just 3D Zeldas and 3D Marios. 2D Marios I do replay sometimes, but I don't know, Mario games in general I like to replay a lot, and the 3D Zeldas. I have like recently acquired an interest in playing the older Zeldas, because I went back and played the original Zelda. But that'll have to wait, because I need to play Skyward Sword, and I need to play the hell out of that game. Not even beat. I'm in no rush to beat that game. I just want to enjoy it. But anywho, this has been my talk about Skyward Sword episode, just because I've wanted to do nothing but talk about Skyward Sword. It's a great game. If you're a Zelda fan, buy this damn game. Just do it right now. It's awesome. I am Shadow Productions. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.